Hey, I'm learning Spanish right now. Literally, day 1. Today, we are figuring out how the Spanish letters actually sound in real words. And after this video, you will be able to pronounce 95% of Spanish words. I don't speak Spanish yet, so what I'm teaching is exactly what I'm learning right now. If you speak Spanish, please help me, correct me. If you don't, cool, we will mess it up together. Hola, estoy hablando español ahora mismo. De verdad es mi primer día. Si hablas español, espero que mis errores te hacen feliz. I will first go through the letter, the pronunciation of the letter, and then the pronunciation in words. I will give an example with the letter and the meaning of the example. The first letter is A. In Spanish, it's called A. A. Same pronunciation in words. A. Amigo. Amigo. Amigo means friend. Friend. The next one is B. This letter is called B. B in Spanish. In the real world, it's pronounced the same as in English. B. B. Baby. Baby means baby. The next one is C. This letter is called C in Spanish, or C in Spain. C, which is the same pronunciation as TH in English. S. There are two possible pronunciations of this letter. When it's pronounced as K, the C is followed by A, O, or U. When it's pronounced as S, the C is followed by E or E. For example, casa, casa. Casa means house. Cine, cine. It's pronounced as S because the C is followed by E. So cine means cinema. The next one is CH. It's pronounced as che. Che. In the actual words, it's pronounced as ch. Ch. For example, chico, which is boy. Boy. The next one, D. It's pronounced as de. De. There are two possibilities for the D. First would be the, if it's at the beginning, or in the middle, if it's at the end of the word, it's pronounced as th. Th. For example, dia. Dia means day, or ciudad. Ciudad, which means city. The next one is E. It's pronounced as e. In the word, it's also e. For example, leche. Leche, which means milk. Milk. The next one is F. Efe. Efe. F. F. Fruta. Fruta means fruit. Fruit. Next one is G. It's pronounced as he. He. Or ge. If the G is with a, o, u, then it's pronounced as g. G. For example, gato. Gato means cat. Or if it's with e or e, then it's pronounced h. H. For example, gente. Gente, which means people. The next one is H. The letter is pronounced as H. And in the actual words, it's silent. It's silent. For example, hola. Hola, which means hello. Which means hello. The next one is I. It's pronounced as E. Same pronunciation in the word E. E. For example, vino, which means wine. The next one is J. The letter is pronounced as Hoda. Hoda. Because J is pronounced as H. It's a stronger version of H. For example, Hamel. Hamel, which means ham. Ham. The next one is K. It's called Ga. In the word, it's called K. K. Kilo. Kilo. It means kilo. The next one is L. It's called L. L. In the word, it's called L. L. Luna. Luna means moon. The next one is double L, which is called Aye. Aye. The pronunciation is yeah, just like how English Y is pronounced. For example, Yama. Yama means flame. Means flame. The next one is M. Eme. It's pronounced as same as English. For example, mama means mother. The next one is N, which is called Ene. Ene. It's pronounced in the same way as English. For example, noche. Noche, which means night. Night. The next one, it's another version of N. It's called Enye, which is a combination of N and E. So, nie, nie. For example, niño, niño, which means child, child. The next one is O. O. It's called O. For example, pollo, pollo. Pollo means chicken. And the next one is P. You know how to pronounce P. The P letter in Spanish is called P. P. In the actual word, it's P. P. For example, papa, papa, which means potato, or dad. Okay, the next one is Q. In Spanish, Q is pronounced as Q. Q. In the word, it's just pronounced as K. K. For example, queso. Queso. Cheese, which is cheese. Okay, so the next one is R. R. In Spanish, it's ere. It's ere. It's a soft tap. Le. For example, pero. Pero, which means but. The next one, it's double R. Double R is called R. R. It's a thrilled R. For example, perro. Perro, which means dog. So, if you pronounce these two as in the same way, then you will confuse people. It's but or dog. The next one is S, which is ese. Ese. In the word, it's s. For example, solo. Solo, which means solo. The only one. The only one. Okay, the next one is T. It's called de. For example, taza. Taza, which means cup. Cup. We only have 6 letters left. Next one is U, which is called U. U. In the word, it's also U. For example, puro. Puro, which means pure. Pure. The next one is V. Uve. Uve. But in the word, it's pronounced as ba. Ba. Same as B. For example, vino. Vino, which is wine. Okay. W. UW. UW. In the actual words, it's W, wa, or ba. Wa or ba. For example, whiskey. Whiskey. So the words with W are borrowed from other countries, so the pronunciation will be based on the origin of the words. The next one is X, which is called X. X. There are two possibilities. One is X. The other one is H. For example, taxi, taxi, which means taxi, or Mexico, Mexico. So this will be pronounced as H, which means Mexico. So they are pronounced in a different way. Mexico is Spanish, Mexico is English. The next one is Y. In Spanish, it's pronounced as Y. There are also two possibilities. One is E as a vowel, or Y. For example, hoy means today, or yo means I. Or yo means I. The last one is Z. Zeta or theta in Spain. So there are two pronunciations. S, which is in Latin America, and th is in Spain. For example, if in Spain, it's pronounced as zapato, zapato. See you in the next video. Please subscribe and learn Spanish together. Have a great night. Buenas noches.